Hey everybody, Brent Porche from 93.3 WMMR Philadelphia here, and joining me now is the lead vocalist and co-founder of LA Rockers Badflower, Mr. Josh Katz. What's up, my man? How are you?
What up? Brent Porche, that's quite a name. Is that a real name?
That's my real name.
Wow, Brent Porche, you are made for radio. That is such a radio name.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. I believe it or not, I got to speak with you before. Not that I expect you to remember this, but this was 2019. It was Louder Than Life Fest down in Kentucky. I was talking with you and Joey post set. Now, sometimes when I get to do interviews, obviously it tends to be before the set, but this was post set. This was also post a couple cervezas, and it made for a fun chat with you guys down in Louisville.
Yeah, 2019 post set makes sense. I think we probably were playing pretty early.
Yeah.
12 p.m. set, main stage, probably would be my guess. 12 p.m. side stage.
And that was first time ever for Badflower at Louder Than Life, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, sounds like it, yes.
It was fun because honestly, like I said, you talk to somebody before set, they're kind of in the zone for the task at hand ahead of them. But you guys crushed it. You guys were very lively in the interview and stuff like that. I was actually going to grab the ID that you did for me, and you were so amped up that you like yelled into the microphone and like you were peaking out levels all over the place and stuff. But I love using it because it just shows like how cool a guy you are, Josh.
Oh, that's it feels like that's like a lifetime ago.
Right. I know, right? So, of course, pre-pandemic as well. I actually got to interview Sam and Pete from Chevelle post-set. And obviously, that particular weekend down at Louder Than Life in Louisville, it was so damn hot down there that like you were coming off stage and everybody was just like beyond exhausted. And Pete and Sam, they were like about to throw up right as I was asking them questions. And I kind of felt bad. You guys, you had a couple beers and it was good to go, man. Smooth sailing from there.
Nice.
Well, speaking of shows, Badflower is set to kick off their tour this Friday. This is going to be June 20th. It's going to be at Ovation Hall down at Ocean Casino down in Atlantic City. Of course, touring with 311 as well. You guys are going to be at Ovation Hall, which is a really cool spot, and a little Omaha style up in this mofo as well. And some thoughts on hitting the road with Nick Hexum and the boys.
I'm very excited.
Yeah? Sweet.
Yeah, should be fun, yeah.
Do you remember the first time you heard 311?
I don't remember the first time. I know that I had an ex-girlfriend right out of high school named Amber. You know how that goes. Yeah, so I heard that song a lot.
Gotcha. Right on. So
but it's a great song.
It is.
Great song, great guys. Yeah, we've already done a couple shows. It's interesting. We've done a couple shows with them now already, and we still haven't met them. It's just one of those things where we're all locked in dressing rooms and we forget,
I think a tour prank is in order then. That's how you introduce yourself, by pranking them while you're out on the road with them, right?
Oh, you don't prank early in the tour. No, because you don't know the types of personalities you're dealing with. Like we're notoriously, we do the tour prank stuff at the end of a tour.
Yeah.
I can tell you about the worst thing I ever did. The meanest thing I ever did to a band. The last night of tour, we were headlining and we had a band called Dead Poets Society supporting us. Great band. And also good friends. Before they went on stage, because they were supporting, the crowd was piled in. I went out onto the stage when they weren't paying attention. They were in their dressing room. And I hushed the crowd and I was like, hey, it's the last night of the tour. We're going to prank this band that's coming up. They're our friends. We're going to prank them. During the first song, don't react at all. Don't pay attention. When the song is over, don't applaud. Don't do anything. And then after the second song, boo them. And the band had no idea. They went on stage, nothing, no reaction from the crowd. Like the whole front row, they're just on their phones. They're not even looking. And then they got booed. And I realized how fucking mean that was.
Yeah.
That was like the meanest thing. And I didn't realize until they were booing and the band had no idea what was going on. So then I ran out and I was like, you're being pranked. It was fun. But yeah, we're pranksters for sure. But I wouldn't do something like that early in the tour. You got to wait till the end.
Sure. No doubt about it. Now, let me ask you, let's flip the script. What was the craziest prank that was done to you guys?
There was anything that crazy. Just like the fun ones where like we were the support band, the crew of the headliner would start to pull all of our gear off stage while we were playing. So they take away the cymbals, the drums, they start taking away stuff.
Yeah.
We were on tour with Nothing More in a band called Palisades. I don't know if they're still playing anymore. And the Palisades guys, it was in San Antonio. It was the last show, and it was like Nothing More's hometown show, like their big show. The Palisades guys found a mariachi band, and they got them backstage to come up with the whole gear, the whole thing, to walk out on stage during Nothing More's set and play like mariachi music. It was amazing.
Oh, that's great.
That's one of my favorite pranks I've ever seen.
Nice. Way cool. So, Badflower, you guys have a hell of a run coming out throughout the rest of 2025. Of course, set to kick the tour off with 311, even though you said you did a couple dates with them. But you're going to be wrapping up the year over in Europe, also opening and doing some shows for 3 Days Grace as well, yeah?
That's right.
Very cool. When the touring schedule comes out for you and it's like as jam-packed as this year is, do you look at it and be like, damn? Or do you look at it and be like, damn, like it's going to be like a crazy year? Or do you look at it like, I'm so glad I have this many shows? I mean, because honestly, when you look at your touring itinerary and schedule, I mean, you barely have a night off in between shows, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. You fire them off. And when you look at the schedule, minus a little break here and there, I mean, you're straight through until almost the middle of December. It's
so stressful. I don't look at it.
Okay.
I don't look at it. And I don't want, honestly, I don't even know what city I'm in until I'm on stage and I have whoever printed the set list, I have them write it down on the set list. So I know then half of the time I don't know where I am. Yeah. And honestly, it makes it easier for me to just wake up and go, I just have to work. That's it. I have my sound check. I have my show. I have my stuff. And if I'm stressing about all these shows that I have coming up and protecting my voice through all of it and all this, it's just like unnecessary stress.
Sure. I completely understand.
Day by day, I don't look at the schedule. There's so many dates. Like the way that I could scroll, I'll do it like once. I've already done it once. I'm like, scroll. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm never opening that again. I'm not looking. That's it.
Because I mean, I think of touring the United States, and obviously the cities in the States are a little bit closer together. But then when you put that kind of touring itinerary together for Europe and all the different countries that you're going to be going to, like night after night after night. Again, I don't want to stress you out, Josh. I was just looking at it, and I'm just. And
it's also like it's different cultures. There are some places you go where they don't speak the language. You're only in the bus for certain parts, but then you can't get from this country to that country in the bus. So you have to like fly there and then get into it. Like all the logistics of touring as an American band touring in Europe and UK is like not fun. Yeah. It's not, I mean, for the band, whatever, we're fine because we're at a level now where we're not like driving ourselves in the van. We've done that too. Yeah. So it's like someone else's problem. It's the tour manager's problem. We just wake up and go where we're told to go. Sure. But it's still like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, pumped for you. When I saw the schedule, I was like, damn right. A bunch of new ears going to be here in Badflower for the first time this year, which I'm super stoked about. Of course, we mentioned, of course, you're going to be in Atlantic City this upcoming Friday, June 20th. Also on Friday, we get a brand new album from you guys, No Place Like Home. Of course, your third via Big Machine Records. Congratulations to you and the fellas, man. What are some of the feelings kind of the week of leading up to the release?
Not thinking about it.
No?
Okay.
You're full of shit.
I'm not full of shit.
No, really?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've already done. I've put all the mental effort in already.
Yeah,
I'm done with it. Yeah. So I hope it goes well. I'm going to be focused on putting on the best show that I possibly can every night on the tour. And if I sit and stress thinking about the album and how it's doing, and that'll drive me crazy too. So
yeah. Unwanted, unneeded stress. Gotcha, man.
Yeah, I think trying to allow myself to just like not pay attention. I did the work. We did the writing, we did the recording, we did the stuff, and we put everything into that. I'm done. I'm not the promoter. I'm the band.
Yeah. Yeah, the recording's done. The polishing is done. The mixing, the mastering is really not much you can do after that point anyway, right? I
mean, I could sabotage the whole thing and make sure the album doesn't come out. I could. I'm not going to.
No, please don't.
But I'm capable.
Gotcha. So where did you record it and who produced it this time around?
A lot of it was recorded in a bus. A lot of it was recorded in here. This is my home studio. And I produced it with Nick Raskulinitz as well in the beginning. Yeah, but mostly a lot of it self-recorded, self-produced, like our last album was.
Very cool. Very cool. What's the meaning behind the album title, No Place Like Home?
It's kind of a double meaning for me. No Place Like Home is referring to a better period of time. Again, at least for me, with the time periods and the things happening in the world, depending on what part of the world you're in, you're like, well, things were not better then, they're better now. But for me, I'm sort of reminiscing on a headspace that I was in when I didn't care so much about the things that I care about now. And then also, I am a homebody. I'm very secluded in the little home that I live in, and I'm not very social, and I don't really like the world much anymore. I don't like being out in it, so I prefer to just be secluded and alone, which I've realized lately is really bad for my mental health. So now I think that period is probably passing, and now I'm going to get into the next phase where I'm like, home sucks, and there's no place like everywhere else but here. We'll see.
Well, shout out to your girlfriend, because I know that she's a big part of your life and making you as happy as you are these days. So I'm very happy for you, man.
She just keeps me breathing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good one.
Awesome. 13 new tracks in all. How many songs were written versus how many were actually recorded?
I record while I write. So I think the more appropriate question would be how many were finished, and 13 were finished.
Gotcha. Cool.
That's it. How many were started? Hundreds. Hundreds and hundreds of ideas that were probably 95% done, but not finished and not worthy. Yeah.
Because I think of albums and I think of the potential of, deluxe editions and bonus tracks and leftover stuff. Just, once the album comes out, a month or two or whatever it is down the line, another bit of the album comes out, whether it be an EP form, extended edition, whatever it was. So I was just curious to see if you had extras that maybe didn't make the album, but it sounds like as far as finished tracks are concerned, it was all 13.
Yeah, that's it.
Gotcha. Okay. And you can get it a couple different color vinyl variants, which is super cool. Of course, going up to your website to grab it there, including autographed versions. Tell me more about the cover photo itself. It's you're shirtless. You're kind of like in a chair, kind of hunched over, but you're kind of looking up at the camera, but you have the front end of a hammer in your mouth. What's the symbolism behind the cover of the album?
Well, like I said, I'm a homebody. I like to build things. Like I have a hammer in my hand frequently. I built this place. I'm in a barn right now, and I did all this myself. It's just like a hobby and something that I just really like doing. But I realized there's a song called Swingin' Hammer on the album. And the song to most people is going to sound like absolute nonsense because it is. But to me, what that song is about is destroying things for my own sanity. Sometimes I get real frustrated and I just need to throw something. Like I need to break something. It's just the way it goes. And it's been happening more and more lately. And the hammer is like the best tool for that.
Gotcha.
It's like the best tool to build and the best tool to destroy. And so I feel like it just, to me, it feels like the perfect thing. And I don't know, I just imagined in my head, I wanted to be sucking on it. Or like biting it or something. I was like, I have less sparks of creative vision than I used to. If I'm just being totally honest, I used to be constant, like that album cover and that period of my life was very like, I knew exactly what I wanted to say and what I wanted to see, and everything about it was very calculated, and like I couldn't stop with the ideas. Whereas this time around, I have to force those ideas out a little bit more. And so when I thought about the hammer thing and I actually got excited about it, I was like, that's what it has to be, because finally there's something that I can actually see and be excited about. And so I have to do this. And at first I tried to do the photo shoot alone. I set up a little camera myself and I did a little white backdrop thing. And then eventually I was like, okay, I'm going to do this better with my photographer friend. And then we did it for real.
I love the analogy or whatever you said with the hammer. You can build things up, but you can also take things down just as easily with it, man. Really dig that.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes in my walls. The walls that I use that hammer to build, I've also put holes in with the same hammer. So It's very appropriate.
One of the songs on the album is called Pause, and we're playing it here currently at MMR. Obviously, a deeply personal song for you, Josh. Originally written as more of an imagination of losing your dog, but you were putting the song together as things took a bit of an unexpected turn, yeah?
Yes.
By the way, super sorry to hear about Maggie. You mentioned Amber, your ex-girlfriend many moons ago, whenever it was. My dog was Amber. I had a golden retriever. She lived to be about 16. I lost her on Friday the 13th. I was a year or two younger than she was when she had passed. But I remember going to school that morning and having a hell of a day, only to come home to find out that my dog Amber had passed. So I know a lot of those feelings, and, moving forward through life, early teenager on, it makes it harder for me to open myself up to the love of pets and stuff like that, because it really is gut wrenching when you lose a family member, you know what I mean? A deep family member. And like, did the song change shape at all, whether it be lyrically or musically, after you received the news about Maggie?
Well, no, the song was out already.
Okay. That's what I thought, because you were going to release it when you heard the news that she was ill. No,
she was ill the whole time.
Oh, okay.
She'd been ill for a while, and we kept thinking that we found the problem and we fixed it and she was going to be okay. But the reality was she was very old. But then after the song was out, it took like the final turn. And I've said this before. I don't think I nailed it. After she died, I wish that I could redo the song. I wish I could write it again, because I don't think I nailed it. Of course, I'm not going to, and it is what it is. And I not that I didn't nail it. There's just there are some details in the grieving that I didn't expect to feel, that I find if I were to sit down to write the song now, I would focus more on certain things that I just wouldn't have known to think about.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe a remix would be in the works, or something with an extended verse, or something along those lines.
No, I don't think so. I think I say I wish I could redo it, but that doesn't mean I will actually want to sit down and do. I'm fine. I'm fine with not doing it. It's done. Yeah.
Well, no joke. Actually, a couple nights ago on Saturday night, my girlfriend and I went out to dinner with some friends to celebrate the life of their past pooch. Pearl was a 7.5-year-old German Shepherd that passed away last week, and we went out to dinner to celebrate her life and to give her a good remembrance. And like you said in the video, as many walks as you can, more walks, more love, all that kind of stuff. And obviously, they're just as much a family member, if not more, sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah. I would have to presume, and I wonder if I asked you this when I talked to you down in Kentucky a number of years ago, but Josh Katz is such a common name. Have you ever Googled the name Josh Katz to see what popped up?
Of course.
Aside from looking at stuff for yourself?
Yeah, I think I've done pretty well, and I've dominated it.
Yeah.
At this point, but there's a skateboarder. He's a skateboarder and a YouTuber named Josh Katz, who's done pretty well for himself. And what's interesting is I also skate. Not as well as this guy. He's way better, but yes, there was a period where he had a birthday and a bunch of people were wishing me happy birthday, or the other way around. And eventually I had followed the guy on Instagram, and I was like, hey, fellow Josh Katz, we should be friends. Teach me how to skate.
That's great. I was looking him up. He's one of the richest and most popular YouTube stars, apparently, from down in South Wales, Australia, or something like that. Yeah.
In Australia? No.
I think so. Unless that's just where the information came from, but I thought it said from New Wales, South Australia, is where this Josh Katz is from. I could be wrong.
Maybe. I thought he was American, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, it's all good.
Either way, yeah, it's a pretty common name.
Yeah, I Google searched my name, Brent Porche, and there's a pitching coach or somebody that was on the LSU baseball team or something like that. That when you Google my name, his name kind of pops up as well. But I digress. Dude, Josh, you got a ton of great stuff lined up for 2025. Of course, the new album, first and foremost, No Place Like Home, set to hit shelves, and that's going to be this upcoming Friday through Big Machine Records. Again, 13 new tracks in all. The big show this Friday, again, Ovation Hall down in Atlantic City at Ocean Casino. Do you like playing casinos? I think casinos are kind of cool, for shows and stuff like that, huh?
A lot of casinos are seated.
Okay.
I don't know if this one is. I don't think we've played it before. I don't like playing seated shows, period.
So the way the Ocean works, the Ovation Hall, they can pull out all the seats. So you can have a GA floor, so you can have people up personal.
If that's what they're doing for this, then it'll be a great show like any other. Yeah, the casino show doesn't. It's a show is a show. As long as it's not seated, I'm happy.
Actually, last time I saw you guys a couple of years ago opening for Incubus down in Atlantic City, that was at the Hard Rock. That seated in the back, but we had a nice GA pit up front.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so that was a different venue.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, cool. So, of course, you got the big show. You're going to be in Selbyville, Delaware this Saturday night. You're going to be at the Wing Creek Event Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania next Saturday night. I know I'm looking too far ahead for you, but these are for our listeners around here because they're all close enough to come check you out on tour. So I want to make sure that they grab the tickets for you guys. Badflowermusic.com. You get all that information there. Massive congrats on the new album. Again, No Place Like Home coming out on Friday. And, dude, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us here at MMR. And all the best with the rest of 2025, the European tour, and we'll see you in Atlantic City this weekend, man.
Thank you so much. See you then.
Appreciate it, Josh.
Later.